Alrighty, so today it is time to talk about Dragon Ball Heroes in Dokkan. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with how the Dragon Ball Heroes things kind of work, for Dokkan, this is your first year playing the game, you came around during the ninth Annie, and you just don't know how this works. This is a pretty exciting time during the year, just because it's more fun than it is like optimal for Dragon Stones or anything like that. But let me preface this with we get a banner. Obviously with usually it's like 5 new characters, sometimes 4. And the way that this banner tends to work in years past, which I think is going to be the case this year, I just don't see them changing the format like that, is it is a guaranteed featured SSR per multi. So you're going to be getting a lot of the characters that you want. If you want Heroes characters, it's only going to be characters from Dragon Ball Heroes on that banner. So every single multi, you're going to be getting a Heroes character. So if you're somebody that really likes Super Dragon Ball Heroes, this is going to be something that is good for you. And on top of that, there's also going to be a banner with EZA characters on it, which is going to be the same case, right? Where it's just Heroes characters, and you could potentially get EZAs that you would be looking for. So we will start the video with 4 potential characters that I would like to see for a Heroes banner. These could potentially all be on a banner, because this year is a little bit different from last year or years prior, because we know that Heroes is transitioning into Dragon Ball Super Divers. So potentially we didn't even know this year if we were even going to be getting Heroes. So I think that is important to note this year, that we at least are getting it. But the future of Dragon Ball Heroes is not black and white, right? It's potentially this could be the last year for it, right? It's not a guarantee that we get it next year. So I guess that is something to note. But you guys can see here, I know that was a long intro, but November 4th is going to be something in Dokkan for it, right? I believe that is going to be the stream. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We have a collab on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get into 4 of the characters that I would like to see for Heroes. And the first one is going to be Gogeta here, right? This is Blue Gogeta, Blue Evolution Gogeta. I know this seems a little bit ambitious, but I do potentially see this happening, right? Send this out with a bang. Let's get some good characters going in here. And I believe that this is one character that obviously a lot of people would be extremely, extremely excited for. I'm sure that I don't need to go in and explain why Gogeta Blue is the peak of hype for a lot of people, right? This is a character that they could potentially even make an LR. Not that they would, but this is a character that they could make an LR that isn't tied to Heroes and people would eat it up, right? And I think that would be really fun, but I do think this is going to be, not that I do think it's going to be, but this is a character that I would like to see in the future for Heroes. So hopefully this is part of the promotional stuff this year. But let's go ahead and move on to the second character that I'd like to see, and that is going to be Blue Evolution or Universal Goku. I'm not the best Heroes guy. I'll be the first one to tell you. I figured out the name of this character as I was doing my homework for this video, right? Just trying to be who do I want, right? And I think that this Goku could potentially be really fun, because it basically looks like Evolution Blue, right? You can see kind of the sparkles and the aura and stuff like that. And that's basically what Evolution Blue Vegeta is. If you get, you know what I mean? That's essentially what this character is going to be looking like. I guess the shade of blue is a little bit different from what Evolution Blue Vegeta is. You can definitely tell that if I don't know if Gogeta is the best frame of reference. Yeah, not really. It's basically the same thing, right? But you guys know what I'm talking about. Evolution Blue Vegeta has, it's like a royal blue is basically the color, right? This looks basically a little bit closer to the regular Super Saiyan Blue. I'm kind of being nitpicky, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So I think that this Goku would be really fun, just for the sake of, staying in the theme of Blue Gogeta alongside Universal Blue Goku, or whatever you want to call it, right? So there you go. Let's go ahead and move on to the third character that I think would be kind of cool. This one's going to be a little bit different from the Blue Saiyans. This is going to be a God Trunks alongside future Gohan. Now, Join Forces, I don't believe we have any Join Forces Heroes unit, right? I have it pulled up. Yeah, no Joined Forces. So maybe what they could do is another version of God Trunks and then a future Gohan, or if they want to kind of buck some trends, they could try and do, future Gohan and God Trunks. I think this would be pretty cool. Or if they just wanted to do a standalone base future Gohan, or a Super Saiyan Gohan, or a transforming Super Saiyan Gohan. This isn't, they've done transforming Heroes units before, so I think that would be pretty cool, right? the God Trunks, you know, the last one that they did for God Trunks was actually really, really good, if you didn't know. And so that potentially could be a really fun character, right? Because I mean, who doesn't like, you know, Future Gohan's a fan favorite, right? People love Future Gohan. I don't really have to elaborate on that. And then God Trunks obviously would be nice. I think that these characters, all of them will probably have decent leader skills or whatever, right? It's kind of just the way it goes. I would imagine that the main leader is going to be the last character we're going to be looking at, and we can just kind of move on from there. So the last character I want to talk about in this video in terms of who I think it could be is going to be Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, why do I think it's going to be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Well, in 2022, we got Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. In 2023, we got Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. And now that we are up to 2024, I think that we could potentially be seeing Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Kind of the pinnacle of it, right? Because far be it for me to say, but I want to say Gogeta is a little bit more hype than Vegito for some people. I think, like, when you look at the level of fusions, it's like, it's tough, right? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is a big dog, right? It's like Gogeta and Vegito to me are the same thing. But like Gogeta Blue might be #1 right now in terms of like the most hype fusion. I know Super Vegito's up there. We all love Vegito Blue, right? And like if Blue Vegito wasn't like such a meme in Dokkan right now because of you know who, I think that we could potentially, you know, be talking about it. But Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, this character would work really well with Vegito. That'd probably be like the best heroes rotation in the game. And hopefully that, you know, they give these characters, whatever they may be, the same level of justice that last year's got. I thought last year's heroes team was really good. Granted that the 9th anniversary kind of provided a bit of a power creep reset, so they didn't last too long, but you know, the heroes team is still, I don't know if runnable is the right word, but you can have some fun in some not end game events, right? Or not end game, but like, you know, some of the old red zone stages, you could still run like a Vegito rotation in there and still have a good time. So let's go ahead and transition over into the potential EZAs that I could see happening this year. Now, when we look at the heroes banner or the heroes units, right? If we want to talk about like characters that potentially could get their EZA, this year it gets difficult because we don't know if we are going to be getting another batch of these, right? Where I think it would be a shame if we didn't get to see like these two ever get an EZA because Heroes is just done, right? And I think that there's a possibility of that, that, you know, this is kind of just the last year. The EZAs that we get are the EZAs that we get. So keep that in mind. But when we go like down the list, right? All the beauty of this category is a lot of like basically all of the old characters have their EZAs, right? So if we date back to 2021, I believe this is the batch for 2021, right? God Trunks and such. So we're dating back to 2021 for the EZAs, right? So these characters are going to be 3 years old. So I'm expecting them to get their EZAs, right? So we have the Dokkan Awakening for the base Goku and the base Vegeta, who went into Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. These two characters, by the way, are really good support units outside of the Heroes team. Like I'm pretty sure they're both respective family support units, so that could potentially be helpful for like a Goku's family team or a Vegeta family team. Those two characters can work very well. They're stacking units, and I think that those EZAs could be very fun. Now, when we look at the other EZA potential candidates here, we have Super Saiyan 3. I think this is Gohanks. I'm bad with the fusions. This is Gohanks Xeno, right? So Gohanks, and then this is I think this is just Gotenks, right? Yeah, so Gotenks, the Xeno Super Saiyan 3 characters. The Super Saiyan 3 team definitely needs help, so I would be cool with that, with their EZAs, right? This is Vegeks. I don't know how to say it, but this is the fusion of Vegeta and Trunks with the Potara, right? I think that these characters have a very interesting potential EZA, right? Their prospective EZAs I think will be really good. And then we have Xenopan. Xenopan still, like, if you want to get cute with like the Heroes team, you just toss her on there and then she just becomes like a dodge or die unit. So she potentially could have a lot of fun, like, potential with an EZA, right? Like if this character's dodge chance goes like way up, and we're talking like 70%, and then she's doing some other things, I think that character could potentially have a lot of potential, right? A lot potential woman, you know what I mean? That's what we'll call Pan, potential girl. So we have God Trunks here. I think this EZA could be really good. And then low key, like a sleeper pick for the best of the bunch. Like, don't sleep right here. Mechikabura, like this guy is kind of wild. Like when he came out, he was crazy. Like when 7 million was impressive, that's what this guy was reaching, right? This guy has some very interesting things going on with his attack and defense with orbs and stuff like that. You guys can see with different key spheres, we can get attack and defense, right? When we get AGL key spheres, this guy has really good links, right? Big bad bosses. We have Fear and Faith, right? Actually, his links aren't as good as I thought. I'm sorry, but he does have big bad bosses, right? Links up well with Demigray units, and if we hit show more, works well with like few right here, right? Yeah, his links are not that good. I'm sorry, but he does have big bad bosses, which is like, you know, a very powerful link. So there we have it, right? Who do I think is going to be getting an easy A? I think if you just look at this whole row right here with God Trunks and Mechikabura, that is going to be the batch of easy A's, the whole bunch, right? That's what is that? 8 easy A's. Yeah, 8 easy A characters potentially, and then 4 brand new units. For a 5th unit, it's tough, but we'll go with like that Super Saiyan 3 looking Turles with base form hair, right? It's just black hair, Super Saiyan 3 Turles. So Evolution Blue Gogeta, Universal Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Future Gohan, and Trunks, and then we also have a Xeno Limit Breaker 4, or Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So let me know down below who you guys think is coming for Heroes and all that fun stuff. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.